Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. From whichever part of the world you're watching this video, I would like to thank you for joining this particular learning. My name is Maruti and I'm back with another Azure AI service, and today also we are going to focus on step-by-step practical demo of this particular service. The name of the service which we are going to use today is Azure AI Document Intelligence Service. Now, if you do not know what this service is, I strongly recommend you to check this particular video in which I'm explaining the concept of document intelligence service. And right now, if I just have to give a brief about this particular topic, then let me tell you, this is one service which is actually going to be used by organizations and enterprises to extract information from their physical documents. We are living in the world where we have a huge amount of data, mostly in a structured, unstructured, semi-structured way. Now, think about the scenario when you have an organization with digital documents, as well as there are so many physical documents are also there. Document Intelligence Service is going to help you to capture that information which is stored in those physical documents. Now, obviously, this is an AI-based service, so somewhere machine learning is going to help you in order to achieve all these things. How exactly you're going to use this, how exactly this customized model training with your organization specific forms is going to work, that is what exactly we are going to see in today's video. So do not miss this. This is very important. So I strongly recommend you to go through this video step by step. Also, if you have your own Azure subscription, I strongly recommend you to try this thing with this. All the documents, all the files which are required for this lab will be available in the description of this particular video. Let's get started. I am in my Azure portal, and as usual, the first thing which I'm going to create is I'm going to create my Azure service. So I'm going to click on AI plus machine learning, and the service which I want to create is a document intelligence service. Remember, the older name of the service was Form Recognizer, but the new name is Azure AI Document Intelligence Service, which sounds very good. I'm going to click on create, specifying certain details like my resource group name, my subscription name. I'm giving a name AI-900 RG because this is also one of the service which is part of the AI fundamental course. I'm going to select my region, which is going to be East US 2 for this one. And the name of the service, I'm giving Maruti Doc Intelligence SVC 2025 because this is 2025. In the pricing tier, I'm going to choose standard. Well, for this demo, free is also going to work, but I want to try some customized things, so that's the reason I'm going to use standard as 0. We'll click on review plus create. I think everything else is fine, and within a minute it's going to create our document intelligence studio, and within a minute it's going to create our document intelligence service. Validation passed. I'm going to click on create. Yes, deployment is submitted. Now, while the deployment is going on, I should remind you one thing, that if you're liking our videos, if you're interested in Azure AI, I strongly recommend you to please like this video and subscribe to our channel. You subscribing to our channel is very important for us. Yes, deployment is completed. Let's click on go to resource and just make sure that if the service is successfully created, you have a valid key and endpoint available in that. So yes, service is active. If I click on keys and endpoint, it's going to show me that I have a key and endpoint available, which means that service is successfully created. And this is the time we have to use the service by going into our document intelligence studio. Now, when I click on this link, if there are chances that it's going to open the studio and it's going to link my service with that automatically. If you are not getting automatically linked with this, you have to sign in. Like this is showing me a section here where I can click on the small icon on the right top corner. I'll click on sign in. I'll sign in with my same account in which I have created the document intelligence service. Choosing my account. Yes, I have successfully signed in. Now let me just check the settings part of this so that I can see whether the resource is successfully selected or not. It is very important that you choose a correct resource while using a document intelligence studio. So now I'm in the resources tab and it's showing me that the resource which I have created just before a few minutes is actually available. I'm going to select this and I'm going to say use this resource. They're asking me, are you sure you want to switch to your default resource? I'm saying yes. And when I do this thing, now onwards, this resource is going to be selected with my subscription, with my resource group details in this particular document intelligence studio. I'll click on the Document Intelligence Studio icon now, and now it's showing me different kind of templates which are available. You can see we have some very basic templates for document analysis and layout and general document analysis kind of thing. We have some pre-built models inside this, which are perfect for taking and extracting information or analyzing the documents, which are invoices, receipts, identity documents, and you also have certain text specific forms, like you have US personal tax, mortgage, pay stubs, bank statements. You can actually have this kind of pre-built documents available with this pre-built models, and then you can actually use any of them without even model training. You can extract information from them. Now, right now, we are first going to try the layout one, so that you can understand how exactly this document analysis is going to work. Now, you can see in this case, this is showing me three sections. It's showing me a run analysis button. We have a query field if I want to extract additional fields from your document. And we have a setup and analyze option configuration here. As of now, I'm going to skip all these things. By default, it's showing me one particular form, which is a generalized document. It's not having any specific formats here. So if you have a document which is not having a static format, you can actually put it here and you can run analysis on this. This run analysis is going to extract the information. So basically it's going to read the text from this document, and not only that, it's actually going to show you segregation of this page content properly. Like they are knowing that this is page title, this is a title of this thing, this is section heading, this is paragraph. They're actually able to understand each and every character, as well as there are some diagrams, there are some charts. They're able to understand all those things. If you check selection marker, tables, figures, whichever is added inside this result is going to be available in the JSON format, and this full analysis is going to be done within few seconds. Now, as of now, I do not want to go with the very generalized documents. So let me be specific and let me click on some of the receipts. I can click on try it out. It's showing me similar kind of page. And from the left side option, I can choose any receipt. The moment I choose a receipt, and if I say that I want to use this receipt for analysis, I can click on run analysis. Again, it's going to analyze this thing. It's going to extract the text information from this. And remember, it also knows which fields are this. So basically, if this is a receipt, the word controso, which is written on that particular receipt, they know this very well that this is not a normal text, it's a merchant name. And you can see when I move my mouse on this, it's showing me it's a merchant name. This is merchant address. This one is merchant phone number. This is transaction date. This is time. This is something which is not detected here. So if this kind of things are there, you have to configure that thing association with that. Now it's also knowing that this is a total price. This is a description of the product. And maybe this is something which is a quantity which they have associated with this. They are showing me total, they are showing me text associated with that, and the total which is included with the text. Now all these values are extracted, and these are actually extracted with the help of the pre-built models, because we have a pre-built models for receipts. Now if you have certain receipts which are not working with this one, you can actually create a custom model also. Or maybe assume the scenario. Assume in your organization you have some specific forms which are not exactly matching with some pre-built models. You can actually create your custom models. But the rule is you need to have at least 5 sample forms. And if you provide 5 sample form inputs, you can actually train that model, which will be a custom model. And using that, you can extract information for your organization document also. And this is a very cool feature for most of the organizations. When they want to extract information from their physical documents, all they have to do is they just have to scan them, they have to associate with the service, and all the information will be converted into JSON with the proper field, and then they can also utilize that as a knowledge base where they can actually search that particular content and they can get the desired result from that. Now let's try that one. So I'm going back to my Document Intelligence Studio, and if I scroll little down from this pre-built models, I will get a section which is custom model. Now in this also we have custom extraction model to extract the information from your forms, and we also have custom classification model. This is even little more complex scenario. Now today we are going to try custom extraction model, but let me tell you, custom classification is going to help you to do classification of various forms. Assume you do not have only one type of form in your organization, you have multiple types of forms. In this case, you can actually put all of them into this, and then it will classify which of the documents are maybe a contract which are assigned with the clients, which of the documents are resume, which of the documents are some kind of a salary slip or some other documents within the organization. It will do the classification with that particular service. Now, we are not going to learn classification right now, but if you want a custom classification model specific practical lab, you can just comment down in this particular video and I'll surely create one lab video for custom classification of the model. Right now, let me click on custom extraction model. I'm clicking on get started. It's taking me here, and you can see right now I have an option here where I can create a new project. So basically this is going to be your first project which you're actually going to create in document intelligence service. All others were demo, we just tried it and then it was working fine. I'm giving some kind of a project name. Let's say I'm giving this is Maruti custom extraction, or I can say form extraction, and this is fine. In this case I'm going to say my custom forms will be used, and I'm going to click on continue. It's asking me which subscription you want to select. I'm choosing my subscription, I'm choosing my resource group, and then I am choosing my document intelligence service. Now the API version which they are showing me here is available with the journal availability. I always advise you use the latest version of this service which is available in this list. I'm choosing the one which is launched somewhere in the November 2024. We are okay with this. I'll click on continue, and once this is there, this option is very important. This is going to ask you connect to the training data source. Now where is your training data is very important in this. When I'm going to choose this thing, I actually need a storage account. I need a blob storage kind of a data so that I can have my training data inside this. We will set up that, but right now if I choose my subscription and then if I choose my resource group, I do not have any storage account in this. So it's showing me no storage account available. I can tick mark here and I can say create a new storage account. So this service is actually going to create a new storage account also for me. I'm giving a name of this thing. This is Maruti data storage with some number at the end of this. Location for this, I want same, East US 2. Pricing tier, I think we are okay with standard LRS as of now. And blob container name is going to be sample forms. The folder path I don't want to give, so this is fine. I'm going to click on continue. Review and create project. Remember, while the project is getting created, understand we are creating two things. We are creating custom extraction model based project in document intelligence service, and internally this is going to create one storage account also with one empty container. Once this process is done, we'll go back to the storage account, we'll see that what kind of container is actually associated with that, and then we are going to use that thing when we configure our custom model extraction. Now this project is successfully created. Before I go to my Azure portal and show you the storage account, I want you to see this particular section. It's showing you please upload at least 5 documents for labeling and training custom extraction model. Now this is something which is a part of this, and as I explained, 5 minimum documents are required. Also when I click on next, it's showing me add a field. So you can create a field for data labeling, options for a field, selection mark, signature, and table. All those things you have to do inside this using add a field. So you can actually configure your fields with that. We'll do this thing very soon, but before that, let me just click on my Azure portal. Let me go to AI-900 RG, and do we have a storage account? Yes, we have a storage account. We have a container. Inside the data storage, we have containers, and inside the containers, we have sample forms, which is obviously going to be empty right now. So we do not have any kind of forms inside this, it's empty. Now let me go back to my document intelligence studio, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to browse for files. I have some sample forms available in my computer, so I'll go to a specific folder. I have form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to open them. It's showing me that do you want to start labeling now, or you want to do some run layout kind of automation with that, or you want to manually do that thing. All these options are available. Now I'm going to say I do not want to do it right now. I'll skip it. Now you can see I have form 1, form 2, form 3, form 4, and form 5. Each form is actually having same kind of a format, but we don't know what kind of fields are actually there. Now there is a mechanism which can actually do auto labeling kind of thing for me, and then I can customize that. But let's say first I'm going to click on form 1. Okay, now I'm going to just zoom in this form a little bit, and once I can read this thing, I'm going to add certain fields. Like for this Hero Limited, I'm going to say I want to add one field which is company name. So this is going to be a company name field. I'll add one more field which is going to be for company phone, website, and email. So I have to add 3 fields. And then maybe same way, I'm going to specify PO date and PO number. After this, I can take the vendor name and other details also, but I'm not going with all those things right now. It's going to take a lot of time. And then I'm going to specify things like details is actually talking about what kind of products we are dealing with. So this is going to be product, quantity, unit price, and total. So let me add 4 fields for that. Product, QTY for quantity, unit price, and total. Now I have this 10 different fields which I have created for my form. Same way you can use multiple things. You can use for subtotal, text, total, other things also. As many fields, whichever data is visible on the form, you can create that many fields. Now after creating field, you can actually choose the proper data type also for that. So you can see for each field we have a subtype. Obviously company name will be a string, so I'm okay with that. But maybe company phone number is not going to be a string. So I can say this is going to be some kind of a number. And then I'm going to specify it's not a currency, so we are not going to specify anything in that. Website, email is fine. PO date is going to be of type date. And then in that also we can specify what kind of a format is there. Like my purchase order date is actually having month, date, and year. So it's going to be MDY. Then I have products, and product is just going to be string, so it's fine. Quantity and unit price. Now in the quantity, I'm going to say it's going to have number. Unit price is going to be number, but this is going to be some kind of a currency. So I'm going to say unit price is going to be currency, and total is also going to be currency. Now you can specify this kind of data type for your field, whichever is matching with that. We can do all this thing for multiple fields actually, but right now I'm just showing you this as a demo, so I'm not doing it for other data which is available. Now once you have created field, once you have given the data types, all you have to do is run layout. When you run layout, they will try to analyze this particular form, which is a custom one. So we'll try to run layout. Now you can see they have highlighted all the content of this one. I can click on each item now. So let's say I'm clicking on Hero Limited. So Hero Limited is selected now, and I'm saying this is company name. So this is going to be associated with this. Then I can say company phone. So this is actually company phone. This is a company website. Same way this one is email. This is PO date. This is PO number. Then I'm selecting this one, which is products. This is quantity, unit price, and total. Now once you do this, it's going to understand that okay, these are the fields which are actually having this kind of values associated with that. Same way, the same process you have to actually repeat on the other forms also. So I can click on this auto label, but auto label is a simple process which is helping you with the pre-built models. So right now if I click on this auto label, it's going to ask me that okay, which model ID you want to select in this. Now I do not have any particular pre-built model for this kind of a form. That's why I'm not doing this thing. So creating a custom model training is something which is little time consuming as well as painful, because you have to label all these things, because this is a custom model and you only know which label means what. But if you're using pre-built model, then all the things will be done automatically. So remember that and keep that thing in mind. Now, I am going to do the same thing for the remaining forms. So I'm just going to fast forward this thing right now, because there is no point of doing the same thing for other forms. Let me do it. And then after this, we're going to move to the next step. Okay, as you can see, I have done this kind of a labeling with all the fields in my all 5 forms. Now, at least 5 forms are required to train our model, and that's the reason we have done this thing. Once your labeling is actually done, you have to do the next step, which is on the right top corner, you have a train button. I'm going to click on this train button. It's asking me what will be your model ID. So let's say I'm going to enter some kind of a unique model name. So this is my custom PO model. Model description, this is used in hero company, whatever. Build model, now in this case, we actually have an option. You can go with the neural model, which is recommended. That is something which is a very good model, but it's going to take a lot of time actually and cost also. So I'm going to choose template model. Template model is something which is easier and faster than this one. I'm going to click on template. I'm going to click on train. Now it's showing me training is in progress, and they're saying your custom PO model is now training. So you can check the status by going to model section. I'm just clicking on go to models, which will take me to this particular page, which is models. Now let me tell you one thing, this particular model training can take little longer. Depends upon the forms we have submitted and depends upon the model template which you have selected with that. Now, as of now, this is showing me this particular model is there. The status of this model is succeeded. So if I go inside this model, it's showing me that your build model is template. The accuracy for all these things is actually given. For some of this thing, the accuracy is very less because I have intentionally selected some wrong fields in that. So normally products, quantity, unit price, total, this are having mixed kind of variations inside that in my form selection, which I've done. That's the reason it's having less accuracy, which is obviously possible. But this model is successfully trained. It's showing me that your model is successfully trained within this short period of time. And then obviously right now it's not going to be performing very well. But if I go to the test section, this is a place where I can actually browse for a file, and then I can put it here and it's going to highlight that. So let's say I'm going to browse for a file. I'm going to choose one of the same kind of a form only. Logically, you have to put some other form. So I think I have one form also, which is taste one. I'm going to open that. This is for tasting kind of a purpose. I'm loading this thing, and now I'm going to see that I'm going to run analysis. And let's see that if this is actually capable to analyze all the fields successfully or not. If this is able to do this thing, then this is a good model and I can use it. If not, I have to retrain that model with more data. Now I just did this thing. It's showing me that this is a field which is company name. These are the fields: company phone, website, email, purchase PO date, PO number. These things are not identified because I have not used those fields in the model training, but they know that this is actually something which is a list of products. It's knowing that this is quantity, this is unit price, and this is the total. So they actually understood this thing very well, and that's what the goal of machine learning model training. Now, this particular video is actually showing you how you can customizely extract data from your custom forms. In most organizations, this is very important thing. But remember, job is not done here. This kind of hundreds and thousands of forms can be there in your organization. When you are extracting this information from this particular model, remember, the result of this particular analysis is always going to be in the JSON format. Extracting data is one step only. Second step is going to be making sure that you are able to get the business insight from this particular data. And in those kind of things, you have to make sure that you're going to have AI enriched pipelines associated with this data. Now, I'm just trying to introduce another AI service, which is known as Azure AI Search Service. That is actually going to help you to search the proper data from this kind of a JSON content. We are going to create some of the videos on Azure AI Search Service, which is basically the next step once you create this kind of a form data extraction. Because this kind of hundreds and thousands of form data will be stored into some kind of a knowledge base. And then with the help of an indexer process, we are going to create Azure AI search service, which will help you to search a specific content from this particular data. How exactly we're going to do this thing? Well, stay tuned. It will be coming in this particular same channel. That's the reason I always say this thing, that subscribe to our channel and ping that notification bell so that you should not miss any of the important learning. I hope you liked this video. I hope you understood the concept of this custom model extraction with the help of document intelligence service. Still, if you have any questions, just put that question in the comment and we will make sure that we'll come back with the right answer. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy learning.